there. Before you may proceed, you must hear the official welcome to Walruskberg. behalf of her most grandiose, enjoy our glorious city, but abide by the rule of
Really panning it that it's
And
just
we're
not
live
really
on my
good.
side now that Mama Zelda's here. Hi everyone, hello chat, hello stream.
Hi, chat.
A curfew is in effect.
We were already live on my side, but
Yeah.
it's because I'm Peyton.
Nearly
So.
destroyed the inn of the Midnight Sun. Go see for yourself, if you must.
Hello, chat. No fishing, no magic, no singing, and no leaving the city. Wow. I take it you already headed towards the end of the Midnight Sun?
No, I was just seeing what was in the courtyard there.
Oh. I got the quest from Fauché.
No,
Was
I
there
did
anything?
too. I did
Oh.
too, but I was just looking around. But you know,
No, I didn't know. I hadn't been here yet, so
I have not either. That's why I'm looking around.
we probably should find a Zeke, and
Zeke did not have anything. I already found him.
Zeke did not have anything?
Yep.
Wow. Okay. That's strange.
And there was
was
no.
he up there? Because I didn't talk to him. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he was
Let me
in
go
this.
back.
He was in the courtyard square, but he didn't have anything.
Was there anybody else up there?
The monstrology guy. If you want a monstrology spell for dealing with polar bears.
No, not really. Snow globe maker. Okay, so he sells stuff. That's interesting. Zeke sells stuff. There's Merryweather.
Well, the miner would do way more damage, but the staff sucks otherwise.
The snow globe maker, Emmanuel, the snow globe maker doesn't talk to us. Okay.
Okay, so just even worse. Okay, so there's like all interchangeably less good. Got it. It's just shadow damage. Okay.
Are you looking at some goodies?
I'm looking at a
Oh,
wand vendor. There's a wand vendor I found.
I spotted some Hello Kitty stuff at yours. Oh yeah, I haven't been to a TJ Maxx in a minute.
I mean, that's.
I was gonna say, Mama Zella, I don't remember if I said it while you were on call Sunday, but me and Zealot got tickets to go to the Maryland Ren Fair on Sunday.
I thought you were going to that fairy ball.
We are.
We are. That's on. It's on Saturday night.
Well, I know that's, you guys said you weren't going to be available. I thought it was the fairy ball. I didn't hear Ren Fair, but I know that was part of the reason you guys and Steve. So that's why we're doing a buy this week.
Yeah, Steve, it's like something to do with his in-laws. I feel like it's always something to do with his in-laws. I don't ever know which set of in-laws it is, but
Well, there's only one set of in-laws. In-laws is the other spouse's family.
well, the problem is that like he doesn't refer to them super differently.
Well, no, his family would not be in-laws. Her family.
No, he doesn't talk
No,
about when his own family shows up.
Yeah.
But when we hear about it, it's one of the two sets of grandparents showing up randomly.
Yeah.
He doesn't.
But it's also not usually Steve talking about it. It's usually Phil or Jason. So when they just say in-laws, I don't usually know who they're talking about.
So the sword goes better than what I have in terms of critical chance. No power pip improvement though. So like in general, it's not as good as mine. Oh, the collars aren't even worth looking at. Yeah. Okay, no. Alright. The rings are... all the items are interesting, but they're not as just good as what
I'm
I
selling
have.
off some gems. Sorry, I have a ton of gems here that just don't do me any good, so I'm selling them
That's
off
fine.
so they quit taking up room.
I'm just gonna go to the end of the Midnight Sun. I don't know if it doesn't have a dungeon door, it's just a walk-in door.
Hey, Shaman.
Hi,
Hi,
Shaman.
Thank you for the lurk.
Glancing nervously at the door to the back room.
Okay, I sold off a few, so I have some space.
Look, I don't want any
Where's
more
the
trouble.
stupid
The
inn?
inspector's told if you have questions, you have to go back into the feasting hall and talk to Inspector.
Oh, okay. Wow, this is kind of a weird story. Once you're in the inn, and talk to the innkeeper, I'm waiting by a dungeon door for you.
Okay.
Straight to a dungeon, I guess.
Calling back to you.
Well, if you think of it being Imperial Russia, I think.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was saying when I first jumped in. Because it was like, I saw the trust and obey signs. It was like, well, that's very Russian.
Clouseau. Oh my gosh, that's the Peter Sellers character in the Pink Panther movies. Not spelled that way, but that's Inspector Clouseau is Pink Panther movies.
Okay, well, this may or may not work.
I'm going in. Did you? Oh,
I was waiting for you. You didn't say anything. I hit. Okay.
I think go get off. Sorry.
Communicate.
I backed off and then it
I'm
wouldn't
on
let
it.
me. Okay. What the hell? I hit the. Why is it not?
Did you go in or not?
No, because it wouldn't let me hit the X.
Oh, well, that's because you've got to walk off of it fully.
I did.
Every time.
I did.
No, walk out of the corridor. You have to walk out of the corridor fully.
I didn't have to walk out of the corridor. I just had to walk back down the steps.
All right,
now you want to come out so I can go in with
yeah,
you?
I'm here, right here. Come on.
I watched Thunderbolts Sunday night.
Yeah?
The Bucky Avengers movie.
Is it a Bucky Avengers movie?
I'm
Well,
sorry.
they say Thunderbolts asterisk the New Avengers is the way the title of the movie box is. And
but where did Bucky come into that?
Bucky is a member. He's on the cover from where at the end of the Hulk movie he is a congressman.
I'm going into the fight.
I am putting you underneath arrest.
Yeah, okay, I'm entirely confused.
Yeah, okay. Hi. I haven't watched any of these movies. Bucky's a fucking congressman?
This
Okay,
hurts
I
my
don't want to
head.
ruin it if you're going to watch the Hulk movie.
We're not going to watch
We're
it.
not.
It's just...
I'm just confused.
Okay, Bucky decided he's been trying to be more of a hero now that the Avengers have gone away with when Captain America gave up the shield to Sam Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
Sam Wilson hasn't formed the Avengers as of the Hulk movie. So Bucky has been trying to do stuff and he decided to be legit and he went back to the Bronx area that he is from originally and ran and is running for Congress during the Hulk movie.
Okay.
Because he feels that paranormals, like what he is, need to also be in positions of leadership in the normal world to show people that they really want to be part of society and help make it better.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
so
I
anyway,
get that. I just
hearing
Bucky being a congressman all of a sudden was...
he's running for Congress at the end of that movie. The Thunderbolts starts with he is in Congress now.
Okay.
And he represents the Bronx. They have Yelena, Black Widow's younger sister that was mourning her at the grave when they have her grave. They have the Red Guardian, who was her father / keeper when she was in the Black Widows. It has something King, I forget what his first name is, who was made Captain America when Sam wouldn't initially do it. And it turns out there's a backstory, like in the comics, that he ended up killing someone when he shouldn't have as a Captain America, and he's an ex-Captain America.
Okay.
And there's a kind of a superhero like assassin or supervillain assassin named Ghost. She basically can like phase in and out, and she's a member. And it's basically they have to band together because Julia Louis-Dreyfus is the quote unquote bad guy. She's like the head of one of the departments under the president. and she's actually the movie begins with her being in before Congress on possibly being drawn up for impeachment by a congressman, another congressman. So anyway, that's kind of the beginning of the movie.
Okay.
So it's they're not A-list games. In fact, there's like shots of TV or newspaper cover pages and magazines at the end of the movie. Avengers, more like B-Vengers, you know, that kind of thing. Because they're not Iron Man, they're not Captain America, they're not Hawkeye, you know, that kind of thing.
And that was the whole thing whenever they were coming out with Sam's series about why he didn't want to be Cap, was because people wanted
Well, at the end of the Hulk movie, he has decided to become Cap, and there's an interesting, the end credits, you know how they always put the extra scenes in the end credits that build up to the next movie?
Yeah.
The first end credit is the Thunderbolts, and the reason they're called Thunderbolts goes back to Yelena's background as a kid in London, in Great Britain. She was on a soccer team that was called the Thunderbolts. So they all jokingly call themselves the Thunderbolts. Because they weren't that good. But they're all in the what used to be Stark Tower because Julia Louis-Dreyfus had bought it, and that's their new base. And they just got told by someone that Sam Wilson has sued them for the name of the Avengers because his group is the real Avengers, not them. So there's some interesting things going on. And then there's another cut to the Fantastic Four ship entering Earth orbit is the last, which leads into the Fantastic Four movie that came out this summer.
Right, yeah.
So, and I read some stuff out on the web, and basically they're predicting the next movie will be the Avengers, probably both groups, and the Fantastic Four dealing with Doctor Doom and his group.
I was actually talking to the Duck recently about, like, I remember them revealing that Robert Downey Jr. was Doctor Doom, and then they haven't done anything with him, and I was confused, like, when are they gonna make Doctor Doom a thing?
Well, we didn't see Doctor Doom at all, but supposedly the next Avengers movie is called The Avengers Doomsday. And people are speculating that Doctor Doom is going to be the bad guy, and it'll be the Fantastic Four and all of the Avengers that are there, Sam's group and this Misfit group, dealing with whatever Doom is bringing up. Whether that's true or not, I mean, since that's a speculation all over the Marvel, and supposedly it's out on some semi-official MCU universe pages, but who knows? I enjoyed it. It was a good movie. There's humor in it. There's serious storyline stuff, especially with Yelena still mourning. I forget what the Black Widow's real name was.
Natalie? Was it Natalia?
Oh, Natalia. It was Natalia. Anyway, it's like her dealing with that grieving process. And and there's an interesting superhero he calls himself Bob. And you basically meet him in the movie. He is the basis of the movie. And they basically take him in, and he's one of them. It's a good movie. I actually enjoyed it. It was interesting. Our mutual friend Paul wants me to bring the DVD to him tomorrow night. He wants to watch it again to see if he can pick up all the hints in the two post-movie credit scenes. So, like the newspapers and stuff. I didn't rewind it to watch them again, but it was a good movie. I'm probably going to have to now watch Fantastic Four when it comes out on DVD. So, funny thing related to Fantastic Four, tying into Ian Griffith, Michael. Or Zealot, I'm sorry. Mark, my music minister, and I were practicing for Sunday today, and we were talking about one of the people were singing a song that this guy wrote. He's British and his name is Town End, and I'm like, did they leave the S out accidentally? So I actually had to go out and look on the web, and his name actually is Town End. And we were joking about names being spelled and how you pronounce them. He says, yeah, there was this guy that was in Fantastic Four, and it looked like Eowyn Griffith. But when you actually look at the pronunciation, I said, it's Ian Griffith. He's like, yeah. I said, I love him as an actor. We first saw him in Horatio. He's like, Horatio Hornblower, that was an awesome series. I said, there's movies after the series. He's like, you're kidding me. I'm like, no. So, and then we talked about Forever, and it turned out he loved the TV series Forever, like I did. The one season one that Ian did the year your dad died. So, it was kind of funny us talking about Ian Griffith. And so that kind of led us into talking about Marvel and the new Fantastic Four. And it was just kind of funny. So Mark and I always find ways to we end up going off on tangents talking to each other, all sorts of things. So the interesting thing is, because we're doing a buy Sunday, I actually can go to the church cookout Sunday after church. They're doing to kind of kick off small groups this fall. They normally do a Wednesday night, but because they like doing a back to school kind of thing, they're doing an all church cookout after church. And I had not signed up for it because I feared we'd be gaming. So once I found out we weren't gaming, I went out and signed up for it so I could go to the church cookout after church. So
nice. Yeah, that's why I when Steve said he needed to do a bye week, I was like, that works out, because we didn't know if we were going to get tickets to the Ren Fair, because technically they were sold out. But what happens is they had a note on their website that they re-upload refunded tickets on Mondays. So I checked it like Monday
so you guys
morning.
are able to get them Monday?
Yeah, so I checked it Monday morning.
Okay, so I'm going to pass my Zealot, and I'm saving for a Bartleby. I'm only 4 pips away, which means a couple more turns. I've got a Bartleby. Okay?
Mm-hmm. That sounds fine.
All right.
The boy's down here with me. He's on the futon laying against the big yellow...
By the way, can one of you upload the picture of where you're holding the grand kitty and he's facing forward like you guys are? I saw it somewhere, but I can't find where I saw it.
I think it's on the Ducks banner.
Oh, on Facebook? Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably.
No, I thought her cover picture was the one where you guys are holding him and he's snuggling. It's like snuggled in, so he's not facing the camera.
Yeah. Most of the photos were like that.
But there was one that was really good of him looking at the camera with you.
Yeah, I can see if I have it saved on my phone.
If you have it saved on your phone, would you text it to me? Because I was trying to show somebody how cute it was. Because I told you, Zealot, that I had people asking me about it at church Sunday?
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're very engaged.
I was very amused. I was very amused.
They said it looks like professional engagement pictures. I said, no, they just took my grandcat to the park and were walking him in a stroller.
We said it was family portraits.
Yeah.
Well, there were people who may not have realized you were engaged, and so they thought it was the engagement. I'm doing the Bartleby. So I wanted to show them the picture of, because I thought it was so cute the way Ryder's just looking at the camera like you guys are. Not happy looking, but looking at the camera.
Yeah. No, I get it.
I'm gonna send you 2 because I can't tell.
Okay.
Oh wait,
That's
no,
fine.
okay, it blew it up when I tried to send it to you. Okay, I sent you the one where he's looking. Yeah, I was actually texting my friend Aeon today, and they were like, "So do you want to try to redo those photos?" Because they actually didn't come out as well as they wanted to, because we did it in the we ended up doing it in the shade, and they were using a like a sun filter.
Oh, okay. I thought they turned out nice. I liked them.
Yeah.
I thought they were good.
Yeah. So fun fact that I guess I haven't mentioned to you. So I've started dabbling in photography, and so I have some friends that also like to do photography, and we're trying to get to a point where like we meet up kind of like once a month to do like a shoot of some kind to get practice.
Wow, that can be an expense. I mean, I have a really nice Canon I bought when I was Supreme Historian because I was taking all these pictures all year long, and my poor little power shot Canon just couldn't handle it. I actually have that camera at the library now, so I could it's got a bigger SD card and does great pictures and does them quicker than like my little SD camera did at the library. So, but
yeah, it definitely can get pricey.
Especially if you start getting into buying all the different lenses. Like my camera can take all these different lenses and has all these settings that I just tend to leave it on auto. I mean, it even does video too.
Well, and my friend Aeon that did those photos of us with Ryder, they were nice enough to they took my camera for me and kind of finagled the settings, because I kept telling them that like I had issues with like the Zealot might know the name of it. It was like was it the DPI? I think I was having issues with.
The Dots Corinne, probably.
Yeah, I think it was that. Because I was
I don't.
having the
I just
issue
know
of
enough
like
about
it was getting blurry.
cameras to not know a lot about cameras. I tend not to mess with my settings. I learned. Well,
Yeah.
Michael Zealot will remember the guy from Missouri that came to the Grand Court when I was officer. Sorry, we started talking, and I'm just. It's been a long day, and GoFundMe totally sucks. Nora we're having a lot of problems getting our chamber money.
Oh, you all are using GoFundMe for something?
Well, this is our last year doing GoFundMe
Ah.
because for the little Prince and Princess thing that raises money for our scholarships we do for the high school.
Oh, okay.
Because the person who sets up the fundraisers cannot withdraw the money from the fundraisers. They have to they can withdraw it to themselves. And even though she has a signature on the bank account, they won't let her deposit directly into a bank account that's not her bank account.
All right, so there's
So
something else in here. We can leave.
names. Huh?
There's something else in here, so we can leave.
So she would send me the invites, and then I would go out and download the money as a treasurer into the chamber bank account. I got to do 4 of the 12. It wouldn't let me do any more past 4.
Huh.
And so we've talked about, and we're just going to do some sort of PayPal link, and that people, donate the money to PayPal from now on, because we can set up a nonprofit PayPal account and not deal with this, and then the money can pull right from it into our bank account without doing all this hassle.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. But yeah, my camera that I have is just a little $100 camera that I got off of Amazon, and I mostly got it because it can shoot up to I think it does like 2K photos usually, and then the main reason that I got it is because it can double as a webcam. So I could just plug it into my USB and it makes a really nice webcam. And then I use it for stuff like I'm doing now. I'm streaming me painting, because that was a lot of my issues. No, God, it's I don't even. Does it have a brand on it? It might not. It's some.
Because I was able to buy the Canon I have that's really fancy and does all sorts of different things for like 150.
Yeah, my friend Shepherd got a she got a Nikon for a really good price. Somebody was selling it.
I don't know where I'm supposed to go. I'm gonna follow the arrow. I'm assuming.
Did you talk to
Zeke now has a quest?
Yeah. No,
Zealot.
I'm talking to Eloise. I assume Zeke has one too.
Oh, Eloise has one?
Yeah.
But I was being told earlier by our friend Shepherd. She was like, "Well, if there's one thing that you will have a multitude of at your wedding, you will have lots of photographers." And I'm like, "I will take any and all free photography that you will give me." like I have no qualms with that.
Oh, the polar roses. So we have polar roses and vanilla ice.
Nice.
Vanilla ice. That's just wow. Their puns just kill me sometimes.
Does that even count as a pun at that point?
Well, considering that you're scooping up with a vanilla ice scoop of vanilla ice because it's tasty, but you can't scoop it up by hand.
Did you go talk to Red Rosa yet? Yeah, go talk to Red Rosa.
Okay, I haven't done that yet. I didn't know if you had or not.
Yeah, no, I did. That's what I went to immediately. I followed the arrow, like a normal quest.
Following the arrow took me to Zeke, and I saw Zeke. So I stopped.
Not at all where it took me. Your arrow's confused.
Well, I mean, it's not her fault if her arrow's drunk.
No, it could be just I came out of the doorway a different way than you did. Who knows?
Oh.
But yeah, I was talking to Shepherd today about she wants to take my measurements when we see her on Saturday, because she keeps trying to give me dresses, and she's like, "Wait, you need a wedding dress," and I'm like, "I mean, not immediately, but yes."
And don't forget, you do have the one if you want it that my sister has to give you that was mine. If you want to cut it down,
that's fair.
Okay, you ready to go to Le Nettoyage?
Yeah.
That does make me wonder. I wonder if my mom still has her wedding dress somewhere. Probably not, knowing Donna.
Oh, that is the right way. Okay. Did you come through? Did you
Yeah,
already go to the?
I did. I just didn't immediately start running because I was trying to figure out where the actual path was.
Here.
This building right here.
Say it ain't so. Oh, actually, I might be reading a book that you know. It's really popular right now, apparently. It's Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson.
I've heard of it. I haven't read it.
That's fair. The only reason I know it's popular is because apparently it got turned into like a Netflix movie.
Oh, anything that's made. Okay, so the funny thing is when COVID hit, all these miniseries hit Netflix, like the What's Your Mary Below series, the Bridgertons. Those books are, some of them are 20 years old, that series.
Mm-hmm.
I was buying those books for the longest time and nobody was reading them. All of a sudden, the show hits Netflix, and all of a sudden, these people are like, we want to read this new off. And I'm like, they're not new books. They're right over there.
They're not new. Yeah.
They're not new. And the same with, there's a couple of other series. So it kind of cracks me up that the minutes of Netflix. Outlander came out in 1990. And it's a big series on Netflix, so everybody wants to read it. So it's just, yeah. I have no problem if those books are popular. They're not bad. It's just, it cracks me up
It's
when they
funny
say
when people
new.
come in and say it's new. Yeah.
Yep.
Because like I understood whenever I read the whenever I was reading the Fourth Wing series that like Fourth Wing is not necessarily new because it's been out a couple of years, but like Onyx Wing literally or Onyx Storm,
Onyx Storm just came
out this year. Yeah.
Yeah, but the first book I think came out like 6 or 7 years ago, maybe.
Yeah, and it's the same thing with like A Court of Thorns and Roses. Like it's been out. Oh, it's been out a little bit. Like,
Oh yeah.
Yes, they're still updating, but
It's just like the George R.R. Martin, the Game of Thrones books came out long before the miniseries.
oh yeah, yeah. But I ironically from that Discord server that we mentioned before that Zealot had with some people that worked at his agency.
Yeah.
I had reached out to a couple of them because we had kind of bonded over like I was like, oh yeah, I'm getting into reading and I do art and stuff, and and I think it was mostly ladies that were in the group, but so we, without necessarily intending to, kind of created a hodgepodge group of like our friends and like friends of friends that also read, so we kind of have like a little book club started.
That's cool. So, have you read Frida McFadden yet, or Colleen Hoover?
I have not.
Okay, those are two of the hot names. Frida McFadden is a good. I'm not saying she's a bad author, but she obviously has had a very warped and twisted life. And actually, is she the one that I read? There was a book I read, and the person admitted they used to be a divorce attorney, and they were so they because they couldn't do anything about the bad people that they were dealing with at times, or maybe it was a prosecuting attorney. They quit being an attorney to write novels because then they could deal with the bad guys the way they wanted to deal with them.
I mean,
yeah, and
dark but fair,
So Frida McFadden's books all have very dark endings, and very rarely are they happy endings. They might be proper endings, but she definitely had the thing that got everybody started was The Housemaid. And I don't want to go to any details because I don't want to give away the novels, but she's got it, and they've been republishing her older stuff even. I've got a minor if you don't.
Go for it.
But Colleen Hoover is one of those that writes the love story types that there's it. Um, remember when? Oh God, the stupid book where it's basically us before you, or you before, or us before them, or something. Darn it, I can't think of the name of that stupid book. Uh,
I mean, it's okay if you don't know the name.
well, I've got my thing here. I can search in a moment, but okay. Now we go back to explore the brigade. Okay, so we have to explore in here,
Yep.
and it's over in this. Well, why is it saying? Oh, this is the.
Go through the
Go
door.
through this. It goes out though.
The intruder is
Oh
No.
no, I guess it doesn't.
And not to arms, inspectors. The intruder is at the top of our game. None can know that.
So I'll do it once we start this combat.
Oh, this might be a hard combat. There's 4 guys. Okay.
Well,
Oh,
we
well,
can
they're
always
still
tune
pretty
in.
weak. They're still pretty weak, the Inspector
good.
Generals. Oh, but they go first. Annoying.
Me Before You was a movie in 2016, and it's based off the book Me Before You by Jojo Moyes. And then it was Me Before You, and then there's Us Before Him or Them or something like that. And it's a romantic, and it's kind of a romantic twist kind of thing, but it's just yeah. Anyway, those were Colleen, and then Colleen Hoover was a couple years ago. Same with Frida McFadden, and Frida McFadden just keeps releasing these new books, and it's like people just glom onto them, and they're all kind of in a warped, dark way. So,
I mean, there's a lot of people that are into that for whatever reason.
yeah. You might try Ruth Ware. The first book she did was a big, big hot mystery. It's called The Woman in Cabin 10. And it's basically it's a boat, so that it's a kind of the locked room, but they're on a boat. And they just finally now 6-7 years later, she's the author of that she's written other books, but she's finally written a sequel with the investigating character from The Woman in Cabin 10. And it's now the new one that came out. It's The Woman in Suite 11. So kind of an interesting. I really enjoyed The Woman in Cabin 10. It was a very good suspense mystery.
Yeah, I'd have to look at the genre for the
It's
one
more of a
I've read.
mystery. So
Yeah, actually let me look at it, because like I said, it's part of the little book club thing. So I'm reading it because I have people to talk about it with.
right. and well, there supposedly is a book readers Facebook group that my friend Busy belonged to, and every once in a while she say, "Hey, I have to read a book, and this is the genre that they're wanting us to read. Do you have a recommendation that you really enjoyed?" So I actually signed up for that Facebook page just so I could see what they were picking, so that way if she asked me, I could think of something before she asked. So I normally don't do it because I don't read. They have specific genres I enjoy reading. I'm gonna try take out the dagger.
Okay.
Genres. Okay, it's a YA series, but it's mystery, thriller, horror, crime fiction, and drama.
What is?
So far it hasn't been like.
Oh, if you want YA,
super dark.
do the Enola Holmes by Nancy Springer that they did the Netflix movies of.
Yeah.
The first 2 books. Because there's 9 books in the Enola Holmes series so far. She went back to writing them again because, of course, Netflix made Enola Holmes popular again.
Yeah.
The first 7 books came out like in the early, well, it was like 2007 to 2012 or something like that. So I'm going to save up. I've got a Forest Lord. because I don't have anything else to cast right now. So I'm just gonna. I've got. Unless you want me to try, I can see if
No,
I
you
get
can
Pips
say
or
you can say Pips. You're fine.
Right now, I'm getting ready to read. Martha Grimes is one of my favorite British mystery authors that I started reading in college. She's cool because all of her Richard Jury is a Scotland Yard inspector novels. The titles are actual pubs in England. And there's usually scenes that happen in that pub, or that pub appears in the actual pub where it's located, appears in the novel at some point. Like fun titles like I Am the Only Running Footman, The Helpless Stranger, The Strangled, or The Dirty Duck, The Strangled something or other. Odd, the way pub names are odd in Great Britain. So,
Yeah.
So it's kind of fun.
Like
I've been reading those for a long time.
from that they put in Tangled is the ugly duckling.
The Ugly Duckling.
Have you ever seen Tangled? The
Yeah,
Rapunzel movie they did?
I actually won it in a contest. I got a free copy of it, and
nice.
after Don and I watched it, I donated it to the library because Zachary Levi is the voice of the guy.
Flint. Yeah.
That's Zachary Levi. Which Zealot really likes him as an actor because he got me hooked on his TV series Chuck. And I think Zealot has my Chuck, or do I have Chuck again?
No, I have Chuck because I bought. Well, I bought half of them. I think you and Dad bought the other half.
You bought me the first couple thinking that I would really enjoy them. I think it was either a Christmas or a birthday present because you gave them to me after the Super Bowl when we watched an episode of it, and it turned out I did like it. So you bought me the first couple of seasons, and I think I bought the rest of the seasons after that because your dad and I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I watched them with a roommate in college and enjoyed them thoroughly, and I was like, I think you guys will like them, even though it's a little campy.
Well, and it was at the same time that my friend Donna had loaned us Big Bang Theory season 1 because they came out I think they both came out about the
around
same
that same time, yeah.
Yeah.
Like
2007, 2006, somewhere in there.
Yeah, somewhere in there.
Well, actually, no, my Zealot was in college, so it had to have been 2008, maybe would have been Chuck's first season.
Maybe.
No, 2009. Try 2009.
Okay.
2009 sounds right for like.
But I think Big Bang Theory came out 6 or 7, maybe. I can't remember. There was 12 seasons.
No idea. My parents. Yeah. I don't even know if my parents started watching Big Bang Theory when it came out.
Don and I really enjoyed it because it reminded us of some of the nerds we knew in college. So.
See, my parents are the epitome of the people that are like, haha, look at these nerds. So.
Yeah, well, we were the nerds, and we had some friends that were a lot like some of these. I knew some of these guys in the computer science department. Yeah. They weren't physicists; they were computer scientists when I was in college. You're hurt. I'm gonna throw a satyr at you. Catch him.
Boy. Hi. What's up, Ryder? What? Oh boy, you want up? Come up.
So Zealot, question that I probably asked you before, but I don't remember. How did you end up watching Tangled?
It was in college, and Mom got recommended it, so I watched it with my folks when I was home one summer, I think.
Yeah, because I owned it.
Because,
like I said, I won it from, there was something I signed up for, and that was my prize I won, and I don't remember what it was. It was either Amazon, or it was like a McDonald's, or, one of those where you don't win the big money, but this is, here, you get this instead.
Here.
So.
Yeah.
So then once the library started doing DVDs, I asked Don if it was okay if I just give it to the library. Maybe I gave it to the library after Don died because there was no reason to. I can always check it out if I want to watch it again.
Okay.
I have movies I've kept and DVDs I've kept, and then I've got the others I just.
Well, that's why you let me take a lot of the DVDs with me out here. Is that you don't typically watch.
Well, you were like, I don't want you to give them away, and I was like, I'm not planning on it. There was just some of those, but you wanted some of the ones that I would have, like your dad's Hogan Heroes that I bought.
Yeah. Boy, just sit. You wanted my attention. Got it. You're up hill. I'm holding you.
And I have to talk to Bruce tomorrow night. I need him to find my Forever DVD because I want to loan it to Mark if he wants to borrow it, because I don't think he saw the episodes when it was out. I really enjoyed it and wished it had gone into a second season. But at least they did a good ending of the series at the end of the first season, so you're not left with this, there's questions unanswered.
Tell me how strongly you really feel.
Well, do you know the premise of Forever?
No. No.
Okay. It was cute. It was interesting. It had Judd Hirsch and Ian Griffith.
Oh, he's a doctor who can't die, right? He's technically immortal.
In the 1800s or 1700s, he was on a boat coming to the New World, and he fell overboard during a storm, and he was the ship's doctor, and he found out he doesn't die. So now whenever he does accidentally die, or he actually spent centuries trying to figure out what would kill him, he wakes up naked in whatever body of water is closest to him. And since he's living in New York City, it's Hudson River. And Judd Hirsch you think is his father. And basically he always goes to the right park along the Hudson River with clothes because he comes out of the water naked. Which Ian Griffith coming out of the water naked wasn't a bad thing, but it was network TV, so you're not seeing anything but except his bare chest. But it was kind of funny because he's walking by people sitting in the park benches and their mouths are dropping, and he's like, hello, have a good day. And he's just walking by like there's nothing wrong with what he's doing.
Right. Hi, boy.
And basically he ends up working with the police department because he knows every way somebody can die because he experimented on himself trying to kill himself. Because he doesn't understand why he doesn't die. He doesn't know what changed, what happened. So. It was a cute little, like 7-8 episode series that came out in 2015. Your dad and I actually watched the first episode and we're like, okay, we're gonna have to watch this, but it was on Tuesday nights, and most of our meetings were on Tuesday nights. So we never saw more than the first couple of episodes. And when your dad died, and then I saw a DVD come out and I bought it and then didn't watch it for a year and a half because I just couldn't bring myself to watch it from the episodes I'd seen. I knew it would make me cry. So. Because it's the tragic hero. I mean, he fell in love with someone who died. Got old and died because he doesn't.
Boy.
At least he's not cheating. I guess because he's a low-end guy.
Yeah, we just started the area.
I know I'm throwing a Forest Lord, but I'd put a boost on it, which means if I don't use it before the end of the combat, it's going to go in my treasure deck, and I've got a bunch of these in my treasure deck already. He's facing the wrong way. There, he's facing the right way. Oh, they did finally get my top level character, my dad's character fixed. So I was able to get to the point. I'm actually continuing with the weaving with that character to the point where I just go, okay, that's it. I'm done. Okay.
a time to laugh and a time not to laugh. And this is not one of them. I'm even outdone in my own words.
The harbor a ship called the Sea Chicken is listed as arriving.
Ryder, you are way too comfortable just trying to fall asleep on my arms. I wish I could take a picture of it, but he is... I started, like, trying to use the keyboard, and he is trying to hard slump on my right arm that I use to mouse and keyboard.
Well, it's like I have Peach under my right arm with his face on the computer tray, so that when I'm typing on the keyboard or using the arrow keys, my hand...
Yeah, boy,
it says if I leave the dungeon, I'll lose all my progress in the dungeon.
Yeah, that's weird. There must be another exit.
I'm like... No, that's really weird. Is it not thinking we did the dungeon? Yes, I'm going to leave, because that's really strange that you say that.
Right? It's weird.
Crud, I got drawn into combat.
I'm not even out yet. I didn't walk out because I saw that message.
Well, I finally did. I didn't. It showed you walking out on my screen, so I thought you left. So I left and was trying to.
I
get
just
to
explored to make sure there wasn't actually something to. Yes, boy.
Well, I did. I walked around, but when we walked up the door and it did that message to my screen, you left. So, but I said no, and then walked around the room again one more time just to make sure, and I didn't see you at all while I was in there walking around. That was weird.
Oh, hey boy. Yeah. You gotta. Ryder, you gotta be careful with the cords. I know you're angry. You want to be held.
Is it feeding time yet?
No. This is all emotional cleanliness.
Oh, you're really injured. I'm gonna cast.
This is just my boy wanting attention.
I'm gonna throw a dryad on you. I've got 5 pips technically, so that should give you 1,000 hit points plus. There you go. You were down a lot.
Still somewhere. Okay. Just being clingy.
Ooh, giant. So did I tell you I won Alhambra last?
Yeah,
Thursday
you
night?
mentioned him, Mom.
Okay. I'm sorry, I'm just happy with myself that I actually won that game. That's a game I don't know that I've ever won. If I have, it's been once. A long time ago.
All right, chat. IRL doodle time because the paint needs time to dry.
Okay, I'm gonna pass. I'm gonna try to get a Bartleby. We're both injured pretty bad.
Oh, I also don't know if I told you. I got approved for my market that I applied to in November. They're doing that one's called a maker's market, is what they're calling it. It's the same people that did the Pride event in Fredericksburg, but they're holding a makers market on the 1st of November.
Okay.
But my application got accepted to do a booth, so it'll be my first time boothing. There's part of me that wanted to look at doing other ones beforehand, but I think money-wise, it's better to just wait until November because I can build up some inventory to
Can I
sell.
ask how much the booth rental is?
It was only they asked for 35.
Well, that's not bad. I was expecting you to say a lot more. That's about what we would
Well,
charge here.
it's because it's their first year doing it.
Okay.
So they don't know what kind of numbers they're expecting.
Okay.
Like it's a lot of the same vendors from Pride, but obviously the Pride Festival is a big June event. So, you know, it might not have the same amount of traffic. And they preface that like in their
weather's not going to be as nice as June weather out there.
Well, respectfully, the June weather was not nice. There is a reason that your son only came to visit me, get food, and then left.
It was abominable with where the location was. It was just way too hot to be out.
Yeah, and I feel bad because it's a brand new park, but like, I think unfortunately it was a parking lot that they turned into a park, and so it doesn't have much, if any, coverage. And I mean, it's right off of the river, which is nice, but the lack of coverage is fucking brutal, especially in June. So, but this one is going to be happening in not that park. It's going to be happening at I think they just call it the town square. There's like a town square that's right behind the old the museum that me and Zealot went to for the Drag Me to the Museum event.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think it used to be the front of the museum because it's like a big courtyard, and the museum has like big like it makes me think of like a university building or like a library, like a larger library where they have like 3 sets of big stairs coming down kind of thing from the museum. So it's a cute little area, but since it's between different buildings, the sunlight wouldn't be as bad. But no, I mean it depends. I can't speak about November out here as much as Zealot can. I mean, it might be chilly, but it just depends.
It's not warm.
Like,
it may be windy.
Yeah.
Because we're closer to the water.
That's true. I don't even remember November. Well, November of last year, though.
Okay, you got out of the way. Okay.
Well, no, November of last year, we were here. I just don't remember. I don't remember what the weather was like, if I'm being honest. Because that's whenever we were still, well, I say we. You obviously still commute. But that was when we were still commuting back and forth.
Hi, Mr. Ryder.
We ready to go in?
Yeah, it's going in. Just dealing with my boy being...
No, I was going in with you. You were still standing there. I didn't know if you were waiting on me or not.
Okay.
Sorry.
Good work. Now, the siege.
Okay. We're recreating the Tea Party.
Even though we're like in like a weird France meets Russia area, yes, we're dumping.
Yeah, and it's like Revolutionary era France, you know, so.
With Clouseau, who is definitely like a 19th century character, isn't he?
Actually, the Inspector
20?
Clouseau was a 70s. It's the Pink Panther movies that Peter Sellers did in the 60s and 70s.
They based off of books, though?
No, it's the Pink Panther movies. They weren't books. If they were, the books came out probably after the movies. Inspector Clouseau is a bumbling idiot, and he has this bodyguard Kato, who he always tells Kato to always surprise attack him, and because he needs to practice being able to fight everything off. And he's considered this prized inspector, but in fact, his boss ends up being the bad guy in the last Pink Panther movie because he's so frustrated with Clouseau and how stupid he is, that he becomes the bad guy to get rid of Clouseau. Did you talk to her?
Not yet.
The lazy
Okay.
Well, isn't this convenient? I think we found someone to scrub the decks.
Oh, these are the mom things from Azteca that we dealt with. Oh, I got drawn into a combat. Wow.
Yeah, it's almost like it's just in the middle of the ship.
Yeah. And they are myth. Okay. Well, I'm going to do a live. It's going to be a spider attack on the first one. And it'll give me a life boost to damage. Am I buzzing? Larry Nils just sent me a text and I don't understand it. Oh. Oh, he's in Alaska for Grand Court. Okay, now I understand. Okay, I was confused as to why he hates snow. He says I hate that S word, and I said, "What S word? What did I do?" Brody, do not claw me to stretch, please. Peach, quit walling around. Okay, you are damaged. I will heal you. I got up at 6 this morning. I had labs this morning for my doctor's appointment in 2 weeks. Why are you sniffing that pillow? Did Brody pee on it? Well, when the cats do this weird kind of sniffling, it's usually an area that Brody has marked. sniffing and he's got his jaw hanging open, this Peach. He's getting ready to lay there, so obviously it doesn't scare him away. I'll snuggle it in a little bit and check it. I may have to wash it. It's such a pain in the butt, though. That pillow's big, and there's not one equal to it to balance out the washer. So how's work going for both of you?
It's been okay.
Yeah.
I've just been figuring out my hours since my kiddo started going to school. So.
Getting them arranged around so you can work with her after the child after school?
Yeah.
Do you have to go in early to work with the child before school or just after school?
I go in a little bit earlier. We start at 8:30 instead of 9, but that's just because the bus picks them up at 11:30. So.
To go to school?
Yeah.
Oh, half day?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
they go from 11:30 and then get home around 4.
And then you work with the child again after school?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Zella did full day kindergarten here. Oh, he says it snowed just in the mountains, 70 degrees in the lower level. Wow.
And of course, he had to go in the part that had snow.
Well, no, he flew into Alaska, so he probably saw the snow. He said pretty, even though it's the S word, because he does not like snow. He leaves Illinois during the winter. I've laughed every year since Don died. His trips have coincided not with the snow, but the snow is when he's home in between trips. It's almost like Don's getting even with him. Because Don loves snow as much as he hates it. Oh, excuse me. Oh. Ow, can you not always have your claws out? Please, Brody boy? You're making me yawn doing that yawning. Did I just heal you?
I don't remember.
Wow. It's like I heal you and I smack you again. Unless you blocked the critical that time. So one of my sorority sisters baked bread in little mason jars. She actually bakes the bread in the mason jar and then puts the mason lids on them. So I have peach bread to try. She made blueberry bread, but I said, I can't eat blueberry. And somebody's like, oh, well, I got a peach here. I'll trade with you. So I got a peach bread to try. And it's just inside the mason jar. Because people are like, how'd you get it in the jar? And she says, oh, you bake it in the jar.
Guess we'll be scrubbing the decks after all. Someone, get out the brushes.
Oh, I gotta clear out the
So much
stupid
for
little
the
question
element of
mark.
surprise. Oh well, it's overrated
There we go.
anyways. Come on, let's get pillow text.
Oh, she's with us. What
Mm-hmm.
did she give us? Oh, plus 10 for piercing. Wow. Oh, it did bring him back. Darn it. Oh. I've got triage. I mean, a triage. I have a triage, but I've got 2 Bartleby's, so I'm going to save up for a Bartleby. Nice.
Thank you.
Hopefully that... Oh, he's going to do it again. Well, he can only save 1. Oh, no, he's doing a centaur. Okay. That's fine. I thought he was going to heal all of them. Meaner, I blocked your critical. So the Streamlat stuff that comes up talking about your choir, is that stuff you've written for it to do, or is that something it does automatically?
Stuff I've written.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if she can see the one that mine does.
No, I didn't see yours. I just see what it does for Zealot's page, the choir souls.
Yeah.
That's an interesting death spell. Or it's a spirit spell, I don't know. Okay, I've got one more pip. So I'll be able to do a Bartleby next round. I know you're, well, you still got 1600, but yeah. Bartleby. A heart to the Bartleby. There we go. I'm going to throw a mass prism on him. So it converts life to death spells. I've got a centaur in my deck. Oh, wow. Okay, I'm throwing my centaur at him. There'll be a death spell when it hits him. After we finish this dungeon, what time is it?
After 11, my time.
10 my time. I should probably be getting to bed soon. There we go. Oh, it took 2 of the traps off me and made them into blades. Maybe that's my new. Oh, that might be one of my new methods. I hadn't had that happen since I did the mythology stuff. Or the weaving stuff, I should say. That's interesting. What's wrong, Peachy? I hear you making noises. Do you have a spell that does both balance and fire to him, or are those 2 separate spells?
That's the one nice thing I got from some of the spell weaving.
Oh, okay. What is it that gives you fire on top, fire and balance together?
Yeah, it's a fire and balance spell together.
Cool. I do have blades and traps that are fire that are myth and life now. Like this memory trap. Darn it. Well, at least he only gets half of what he takes from us. Oh, there, just something snacked him at the end.
Who am I kidding?
Yay.
I'll never be captain. The name Cranetail just isn't catchy. It's not fair that...
You! Do you smell that? Frozen is not the
Well,
same
let's
as
go let
fresh.
him onto the
Ugh,
lift.
gross. The crates are right over there. Let's unload them onto the lift. Now, we just have to find the controls to raise the lift. They should be right over there.
Oh, hey, we have another fight.
Do you think we can get around it? Oh, no, I guess not.
No.
Captain Lorenzo.
Gotta fight the captain.
Okay. I had to get past the dialogue. They are myth and balance.
Jeez.
So I won't need my prism. And I better save for a healing spell for you. You want to bring in somebody?
No?
Okay, all right.
I feel like we have
No.
this.
I know, I was just worried about the healing. So. I can give you a regenerate. I got that. Oh, it's Samoa Joe. And Powerhouse Hops. Okay. Wait, is that my healing on you or is that an attack? That's my healing on you. Okay. So I don't want to do the triage. All right. I swear that looks like Eddie Kingston behind the announcers tonight, but they never mention him. Oh, this is an all spell I now have, or it's a treasure card I have. It's a life all spell. PG, I am really hot. You and Brody are killing me with the heat. Yay, he fizzled. Wow. I have to go turn down the air. I'm gonna hit the spiral again. Maybe I can kill it. Because it'll also get rid of the myth boost and do a life boost instead. And Neri. Okay, I'm gonna pass. I've got a Bartleby. I'll hopefully get another power pit and I can cast it next round. Yay! Were you gonna cast?
I forgot to choose. Sorry.
Hey, my spirit armor that I get with Bartleby is now 450 instead of 400.
Hmm.
I don't remember it increasing. That's interesting. You want to cast?
No, I'm just gonna sit here and stand.
Obviously. Okay, now I can get rid of this myth boot circle again. Nice. Oh. Is that something you'll get to cast one of these days as a balanced guy?
I don't know. It's like a weird beholder.
Yeah, it is. It's a beholder, but not as many arms. Thankfully, it did 0. Oh, now it hits you. Is every eye going to hit you? No, it's kind of like the other mist stuff. It hits twice. First one takes out the... Okay, I've got another heal I can do on you again. Spell?
Yes, Mom.
Sorry.
I'm trying to do damage, but the options are limited because I just don't have a lot of pips going on. So.
Understand.
So I'm just trying to make it count.
I'm just trying to get you healed because every time I get you healed somewhat, he busts you back down again. Sorry.
Okay, but why? I don't understand how that computes with me choosing a spell.
I chosen a healing spell. Well, you missed that one time. You said, "Oh, I forgot to," and I just want to make sure.
Yeah, I mean, I was out of pips anyway. I just meant to fail to hit the pass.
Oh, okay.
I haven't like failed to cast. It's more like I just haven't had a whole lot going for me.
Okay. At least he's down to 3,000 now. We've got him down 75% of what he was.
I'm just gonna throw that all away. Shouldn't throw away the boost damage, but I don't care. Let's take a redraw.
Well, since you're doing multi-round attacks, you kind of are hitting even if you're not casting a spell with the multi-round stuff. So he finally hit me instead of you for once.
I mean, at least he put the cancel spell on me, not you. There's a thing on me right now that would cancel next balance death, life, or myth spell I cast, and I don't cast any of those, so.
It's good. Guy's got a lot of pips. Okay. I'm doing a centaur. Thank God.
You humiliate me on board my own ship. Rasputin will hear of this. You can make sure of that.
There's the cargo lift lever. Push the lever to raise the imported tuna crates up to the deck. That's it. The sea chicken is cooked. Time to go back up onto the deck and have a poisson party.
I forgot that I had this saved on Spotify. Hey Zealot, you know how I've watched a whopping 2 sports anime in my life?
Come on.
Yeah.
Return this tuna to the sea.
One of the sports anime songs came on my Spotify and it's not Haikyuu.
I don't know what that would be.
Free.
Oh.
The swimming one.
I've had since. Well,
Forgot.
let's go.
You ready to go back to Walbersburg?
Yeah.
And we can be done for the night? Was that good?
Yeah, that's fine. Alright.
We'll talk to Rosa.
Oh, I was just gonna stop here, but okay.
Well, I'm gonna grab some health pits while you can.
I mean, sure, but wasn't that badly hurt at the end of the combat. I was just standing like 1,000.
Looked at according to my screen. That's what I thought you were. So that's why I kept trying to heal you.
No, I was getting hurt over the course of the combat, but I had 1,000, only down 1,000 at the end of the
You
combat.
can just sit here outside. We don't have to go in.
Okay.
We won't go in. All right. Good night, stream. Good night. Are you going in? Or did you go
No,
off?
I got off.
Oh, okay. I saw you disappear, and I wasn't sure if you went in or.
We were done
Okay.
for the night.
So, good night, Zealot. Good night, Ducky. I'll talk to you guys later. Let me know how the fun things go this weekend. Take
Yep.
some
Yeah,
pictures.
when I finish the masks, I'll send you pictures.
Cool.
I'm still working on them, so.
All right. You guys have a good night. Love you
too.
both.
Love you.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, so I'm gonna come over to my Twitch, and I'm gonna tick on the little political tag.
Oh God. Okay.
I got a response to the Ask a Fed thing.
That's great. You didn't give your wife any warning.
I just gave you the warning.
That's not a warning. Hey, I'm doing this is not a warning.
I mean, I'm not moving fast.
Oh, just kidding. The political thing has apparently been on since last time. Okay, continue.
Oh, well, okay. Anyway, I gotta turn on my own.
Wow.
Yeah, why would I turn mine on until I'm actually doing it? It's crazy. Let's see. Oh, mine was on too. Okay, because Twitch apparently just thinks I need to have it on. Okay. Hey, Twitch. Very cool. Anyway, so, I got a response to the Ask a Fed. We'll start off with the questions I answered. I asked them to answer before we get to their hot take. So,
like on the form?
yeah. So, they voted in 2024, and they voted in 2020, and they voted in 2016.
Okay.
But they did not know that because they voted in the last 3 presidential elections, they would be considered a likely voter. So I feel like the person is just coming into this is probably politically active in terms of like either they like a party or they have ideas. I won't say that like they're politically minded, but they're at least aware of the elections,
Yeah,
and they do the civil duty of voting.
Yeah.
They did not have a controversial opinion, but they have a hot take to cut loose on.
Okay.
So their hot take is people over the age of 60 should not be allowed to hold political office. Being 2 or 3 generations removed from the lived reality of most Americans does not equate to sympathy for the concerns of that majority. So this is interesting to me because I don't know if you're 60, if you're 2 generations from the lived reality of most Americans. If you were sitting at about 80, I think you could have an argument there. But at 60, you're still likely working in America. Like, if you're a normal 60-year-old person, you probably haven't entered retirement yet. You're still struggling to make an income. If you're 60 in America and you don't have a degree, you are for sure working until you're 70 these days. So, on the face of it, being over 60 and holding political office isn't necessarily a bad thing. Now, if we're talking federal, we need to have the uncomfortable conversation of how long has that person probably been in office. If they're a new person running, I don't think there's an issue. You know, like, new face, they had a career before they ran for office. But if we're talking like Joseph Biden, where like long live his 54-year reign in politics, where he started out as a young representative into a senator, into a vice presidential candidate, into a presidential candidate, back into a senator, back into a presidential candidate. Yeah, like if you're talking like the incarnate cycle of 54 fucking years, no, you can have this opinion. I think this opinion's not that terrible. So I'll be on the outset. I think if your attitude is they've been in politics more than a few years, so like more than say like a senator's term, which is 6 years, and they're over 60, there might be some concern. Like if they've had some incumbency for a while. But if they're a new person coming in, I don't feel like you need to be exactly hostile of them. I feel like this is the same issue. Like, I don't want the voting age to be below 18, and there's a part of me that like we don't let people drink until they're 21. If your body physically cannot mentally and physically handle alcohol until you're 21, why are we giving you the right to like afflict yourself with the voting? I feel this way about people volunteering for the military though. Like if we either need to make things at 18 or things at 21. I don't care which way we go. We just need to be like 18 is an adult in our society and we're okay across the board with them being 18. Or 21 is an adult in our society and everything should be given at 21. I think that creates a similar hostility to the system where, like, if you're 18 and you don't have everything and you see that 60-year-old in office, yeah, I think you're gonna reasonably hate them. I don't think you should, but I know why you do. And when I worked Afghanistan during the Biden years, it was really hard at times just being like, man, I really don't want any of these old farts in power, sending all these young people to die. And then young people died. And I was just like, wow, I really just don't want these old farts to be existing in the government at all. But I feel that way almost constantly. I don't think that's reserved for a political person. I have felt that way since the end of the Obama years. Obama didn't necessarily send people to die a whole lot, but he liked droning and droning bad guys, which on its surface shouldn't be a problem. But inevitably, if you drone bad guys in a region, we're eventually going to send Americans to that region. That's the problem. Back where I'm from, when you hit 18, everything is open. You get kicked out of home to start a life. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of parts of America that are like that, where turning 18 is a mystical, magical bullet of, hey, you're an adult. I know you don't have any life skills yet. You haven't actually, like, managed anything on your own, but we're now going to treat you as if you're a functional human being. Yeah, Shaman. So I talked to my therapist, and basically at the end of my Wednesday streams from now on, I'm going to do an Ask a Fed segment, where the Duck and I turn on the politics thing, and we just kind of react in real time to hot takes or questions that people have of a Fed. So, like, I only got one response, but I was excited because I got a response. And I will keep these going until, like, I tire of it. If we have a week where there's no responses, I won't do the segment. I'll probably just go see if there's some cool, weird Google Docy bullshit in the VTuber community. But since we actually had a response, I wanted to read it, and I thought it was intriguing that this person at least is... They voted in 2016, so they were 18 to 21 in 2016. So they're probably under 30. So that's intriguing. It was intriguing to me seeing someone who might be under 30 be extremely hostile to someone over 60 as a politician. But I think... I don't think our economy is built to handle a lot of young people running for office. Should that be the case? And that's hit or miss. The founders did not want the youngest Americans running for office. The founders wanted someone who had worked a career or trade for several years, so that way they had their own money. So that way they were not...
You also have to think in context over the course of, like, American history.
Oh yeah, no,
like,
that's what I was saying.
Life expectancy too.
Yeah, I mean, like 35
life expectancy has become much longer.
There's a reason why 35 is the gate for president, because, like, we're talking at a time where people didn't usually make it to 55. But I don't think the founders imagined ever a society where we functionally have people who are career politicians. Even in the founding era, all the people that were the founding fathers who were in the politics of their time, all of them were employing
other than political science and undergrad, yeah.
Or wealthy prior to their political aspirations. There's not a lot of founding fathers who are like, that guy was poor. Andrew Jackson is the first poor politician. Later on...
Fuck that guy.
And later in the 1800s, you get a lot of poor Southern Democrats who were not slave-owning Democrats, but they liked the South. And you get some of those guys, and then as you add in the Midwestern states, like Kentucky, Illinois, Indiana, there's a lot of early uneducated politicians who represent those states who, don't have a degree, don't have a whole lot of wealth. Abraham Lincoln self-taught himself, and he didn't have a degree, and he didn't come from a wealthy family. And even when he was in politics, he didn't have wealth because he had a lot of kids. So I think it's important to be.
Oh my god, you summoned Hamilton music. Continue.
Let's go. I think it's important to be mindful that
Practice
you
while
can't.
Tara works next door. Continue. Sorry.
You're here with there.
I told you you summoned Hamilton music.
I remember.
And the man was non-stop. I don't know who's sending me a message through Spotify, but yes, I know my fiance is non-stop. Anyway, continue.
Yeah, it's true.
Non-stop.
It's true. Yeah. They started out doing something else first. Yes, they did, Shaman. So by the time we have the conventional political machine in the early 1900s, I think you've left the realm of how a lot of people think about politics in general, and you're just now in the uncomfortable, like, how do we represent most Americans when the people representing them don't know what
aren't?
Yeah. Have not, will not ever
Are
be
not.
like
I
most
think that's
Americans.
unironically my I feel like that's my biggest gripe with like having been to DC multiple occasions is like DC is so fucking weird because like I'll meet people on the fucking metro that are totally nice strangers that'll just be like, "Hey, how's your day?" And then at the same time, like any other person I see is either a minority or someone in a suit that's usually white.
Oh, you don't like the weird Southern racism meets Northern racism vibe?
Is
All
that
the
what that is?
Okay, so this is my hot take about DC culture. DC
Okay.
culture is where Southern racism operates the cities of DC, and Northern racism operates the governance of DC. So there are quadrants of the city that
Yeah.
have been divided up and ghettoized in a way, Northern racism. But the day-to-day policies of the police who enforce the city are to treat all minorities walking as future felons, aka Southern racism. So much so that Tim Scott, who is a senator currently, has been harassed on more than one occasion as he walks Capitol Hill because he is a black man walking, even in a suit, even in nice clothing. He has been accosted on more than one occasion by DC police because their attitude is, black man walking without a woman, kill him. It's a very uncomfortable existence in DC. I like when I worked at the State Department, I used to go out to eat a lot because the area I worked in had a lot of minorities, mostly black Americans, working in it. And so I got adopted early on as the token white, even though I'm not white. I was adopted as the token white to go with them when we would go out in the street. We would go to this Red Cross place near where we worked at it had like a little buffet. It was nice food, good food. And every time I would move away from them, like I would go outside or go inside before them, they would get accosted by the police. It happened more than once. Because there was no way there could be, two or more black men gathered together outside of a Red Cross building without them engaging in some kind of criminal activity. So yeah, DC is the confluence of Southern culture about how blacks cannot be seen as anything other than dangers, and Northern racism of it's not racist if we can't see the racism anymore. So put the blacks in their own little section. Put the browns in their own little section.
That's another weird thing in DC specifically is like as someone who has been to other metropolitan areas, primarily New Orleans. New Orleans is one of those areas where you can look at it from an aerial view. I mean, you can see it whenever you're driving too. But if you look at it from an aerial view, you can distinctly make out the difference in different quarters, which is, what they call the different districts. But when it comes to DC, there's a lot of weird mixing. Like and not in a good way. Like whenever we went to go to that little Bridgerton concert, and we went, what was it, the French monastery that we went up by?
Yeah.
And like there was like a restaurant that was clearly newer with a cute little patio area outside for people to eat at, a dilapidated house that had clearly been boarded off, and then like a normal looking townhouse. And that was like a repeated theme. And it's just so weird to me whenever you get into like the more neighborhood parts. Turn left instead of right and suddenly, okay, that's true in general,
I feel
but
like
that's
it's
also
a
just
lot.
me being directionally challenged.
I feel like the turn left and wind up in a place where you're not safe to be is just cities in general that have
Yeah.
ghettoization.
I can agree with that because like I could, having been to Memphis and New Orleans as much as I have, there are areas where you are less likely to have issues, and it's usually like the more touristy areas. Like it's one of those things like how whenever we go to the National Mall, like it's one of those things of like keep moving.
My problem is I
Keep
only went to
moving and you're
DC for two
fine.
things: Zealot and one bar crawled down on the riverfront my last night in town.
Mm.
Understandable. Yeah, you did come into Alexandria quite a bit when you were I was living here and you were living in the area, and we would eat out a fair amount. See, I don't want to go to DC. I did bar crawls in at Stoney's on P Street in the Gate Quarter, and that was the only place I ever recommended the Ducky go to when we lived close enough to go to DC, because you get close enough to everything in DC going down that area while still being relatively in touristy areas to stay safe, while also still being like close enough to actual like city culture to see if you like the people.
Yeah,
Um,
it was like a mixture of the two. Because there were clearly a lot of people, like when I went to Stony's, whenever we took, or well, when I took Katie to go to the clinic over there, there was, I mean, I wasn't intentionally eavesdropping. I probably should have brought headphones in hindsight, but there were people that were talking about the drunk Shakespeare stuff. And so like there were clearly people who performed in it that were going to Stony's beforehand and hanging out with people, whatever. And it was clear that like some of them lived in the city, but not all of them, kind of thing. And it was interesting, like seeing that because it was also Stony's is also like around the corner from like a Wegmans or something at the
let's
same
see.
time. So how I felt about downtown Baltimore. See, I haven't been. I mean, we've been through Baltimore, but I've not been in Baltimore proper.
See, my issue with going to Baltimore was Baltimore when I first came out here had a lot of high crime issues, and it wasn't just
Well, and I
like
mean, we did have an issue even when we were just going. We were getting Wendy's like out like not
yeah,
even
like you got
in Baltimore
it
in
was like
Baltimore,
you got
but
weirded out, and I was like, okay, well, we'll get out of here as quickly as we can. Because it was like weirdly aggressive behavior, antisocial behavior. It's not even like it was black and brown per se. It was just general antisocial behavior.
oh yeah, well, and like I said, having the I will admit that I'm biased because the two cities I grew up going to were fucking Memphis and New Orleans, which we both know that are statistically really bad metropolitan cities. Okay, comma, but like the thing that weirded me out was that it was a guy. I specifically remember it was a guy, I think in a GMC SUV, and I realized that it was unmarked, like there was no tag or anything, and he kept like you said being aggressive and like trying to like cut me off or whatever. It was weird, especially because like you know I'm in the Wendy's drive-through. Like what did I honestly, the hot
Very
fuzz
much was a
stare
hot fuzz
effect
stare
going
effect.
on.
Going on further northeast, you went into Baltimore. Oh, as in like, um, I assume like general assumption of cop activity. Like, I don't know if we saw any direct cop activity or cop influence behavior. I
No.
felt like we accidentally went into an area that hadn't seen law enforcement in a hot minute, and That was
and it was just like right off of the exit that we went
and
to.
the
Like,
Wendy's
it was
wasn't
weird...
bad. The Wendy's was like
No.
the blip of normal in a wow, I don't want to be here after dark.
Yeah. It was weird.
Oh, no, they weren't staring at us. The people in the Wendy's were fine.
No, there were.
In the parking lot, yes, and in the other cars on the road, yes. But at the drive-thru, no. We were fine at the drive-thru.
Well, no, the drive-through itself, but like the minute that we were trying to like pull out.
Yeah. The minute we tried to pull out, we had someone who tried to literally run the duck off the road several times. And it was just like, oh, okay. Why don't we just like hang back and let them fuck off and then we'll be okay.
So we proceeded to just go sit in the parking lot and eat for a little bit. And then I think a guy like complimented your wrestling shirt and it was fine after that. It was just that weird initial like hostility.
Because like everywhere I've gone, whenever I've been in DC, and like I've not been in Baltimore, but it's held true in every city I've ever been in. I'm a big enough guy that even though I am white, most people look at me and go, oh, he's probably poor middle class. He doesn't hate black people if he's walking around here. And if I'm wearing a wrestling shirt, everyone knows I have probably cheered for more than one black athlete in my life and been proud to do so. So I usually don't get fucked on. But I also don't dress nice.
Me.
I don't dress nice. I don't. There's a reason why I dress comfy.
I have been told by Zealot specifically that I tend to dress nicer than I realize.
Yep.
And then on top of that, I also am a small white woman. I don't think much more needs to be said, unfortunately. So
I'd say like this, like I think you can go to DC. I think the issue with DC in general with the northern and southern racism, just to finish the point, was that like at the height of all of the racial riots that occurred at the end of the Trump first term, DC had a moment to show that it wasn't like Chicago, and it wasn't like Missouri, and it wasn't like Minneapolis, where like, because DC is a primarily minority populated city. Like, yeah, you have a lot of politicians who are mostly white, but most of the city population is...
What the fuck?
What?
Sean! I'm not that dumb!
Give off dumb, white, nerdy girl vibes? Oof. Oof.
No, like literally... Okay, wait, I'm gonna pull up a picture. In my Rosie cosplay, where I am wearing a full, like, face of white makeup and blackout fucking contact lenses. And I still got solicited. And I was like, I'm literally wearing shark teeth in my mouth. What more do you want from me?
But you're not menacing or threatening. Why wouldn't they solicit you?
I guess.
It's the uncomfortable part. It's the uncomfortable part about, you know, being a woman in a city that does not view women as allowing them to be safe.
Look, all I'm saying is that people like that make me want to get on testosterone just to make my voice lower to jump scare them. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. Hot take here. I don't think that deters the people that are menacing you in the first place.
Depends on who it is.
Nope.
It does.
Are you talking like boomers versus just single adult males predatorily moving towards you?
Just wear a Bane mask. I mean, if I had one laying around.
You think you were harassed. I was harassed in darkness, cloaked in it, shielded by darkness. I have always been harassed. I am harassment. Thanks, Bane.
I mean, it's true. People would probably leave me alone, but
no, I saw women get accosted during COVID. The mask didn't help. It made it worse, actually, because all of the single men who were engaging in incel-like behavior in a predatory fashion now went, hey, I can't see her mouth. She must like me because she made eye contact.
Oh no, I see. That was my thing that I actually kind of loved about COVID was that I'm really bad at making eye contact. So running around shouting, "Fear me." Yeah.
All right,
Have
Shaman.
a good night. Have
Take
a
care.
good night, Shaman.
No, I think in
It's a good
general,
Halloween outfit.
there's a lot of antisocial behavior that gets fomented by racism in general, institutional. And Northern institutional racism is about putting the black and brown people who are uncomfortable to deal with in a box in that corner and not going near it, because that's the black and brown corner. Southern racism is, I don't like the black and brown people, and I'm just going to let them know that. You don't put them in a box. You just tell them upright that you don't like them and you're going to hurt them if they get close to you. And
Wait, that's northern question
I
mark?
said Southern.
Okay.
Northern is put them in a box and don't talk about it. That's segregation by ghettoization. And I feel like the South is more segregation by hostility. I don't want you in my space, and I will let you know by violent threat in some capacity, either by menacing you, saying it, or posturing. Like, if you are black or brown, you know you are not welcome. In Northern racism, there's the veneer of, well, they want you to come here, where there's more of your kind, where you'll feel welcomed. Don't you feel a part of the whole, even though your whole is separate from the actual whole of the city? But don't you feel a part of it? I hate it. I hate it a lot.
Don't you love the sense of community?
Like, Chicago epitomizes this. There's all these dozens of little quarters that were built to deal with the fact that there were way too many immigrants and not enough, like, English-speaking efforts to make them feel like Americans. So you have all these little quadrants that got developed over time, and people feel fidelity and loyalty to them. And it creates immediate, like, roads of hostility in Chicago because, like, this is the Polish quarter. Don't you dare cross it if you're Czech. This is the Italian quarter. Don't you dare cross it if you're Greek. And it's not even involving black and brown. It's all the It's all of the racism pre-modern era where we didn't see other white people as white. Where, oh, Italian, Irish, Greek, Spanish. No, you're not white. You're something else. You know. Those cities were built like that.
You got a little garlic in you.
Yeah, no, those cities were crafted on that kind of institutional racism.
I know, because like I said, it's the same thing with New Orleans. I mean, there's still.
But New Orleans wasn't a waspy city. It should have been presumably there's a bias towards if you're not Frenchy or Creole enough, you're not welcome. Right?
I mean, I don't know. The whole thing is that New Orleans, because it's a port city, got a lot of attention.
Okay.
Like it's a
do you have
port.
ethnic quarters in New Orleans?
Yes.
What are the ethnic quarters in New Orleans?
I don't know. Fucking Google them.
You're the one from there. Don't do this shit. Don't say it.
I lived an hour and a half from there.
Okay.
Like I know there's an Irish quarter, for example. Like when you go to New Orleans and you go to a certain part of it, that like you can literally, even today, you can go on Snapchat and take a picture, and one of the location filters says the fucking Irish quarter.
Okay.
For example. So I imagine because there's an Irish quarter, there are other quarters.
Like the French Quarter.
Like, I mean, I know, obviously, the French Quarter, yeah. I don't know how French the French Quarter actually is at this point.
I mean, probably not a whole lot. But
no, but that's because that's the tourist trap.
Yeah.
So.
But I feel like the way that's quartered is different than, like, how Chicago doesn't have quarters. You have Chinatown. There's, like, they're more like suburbs than quarters. Like, New Orleans was built in the original mentality of cities where, like, sections of the city were literally parlayed off for specific groups. DC has that kind of thing. Like, the DuPont North West Quarter is a lot of old, wealthy white people. The Southwest Quarter is all of the monuments and government buildings that you can think of. The Southeast Quarter is Naval Yard and the marina and a lot of waterfront stuff, and some crime stuff. And then the northeast corner is where Howard University is, and where they have done a lot of gentrification to isolate and then eventually push out all of the not all poor minority people out of the city, or into that section of the city, I should say, because like DuPont doesn't have a whole lot of minority stuff, and obviously there's not a whole lot of residential stuff in the Southwest. And in the Southeast, there is minority populations, but there's also like some touristy stuff, like Naval Yard still over there, and the National Archives. There's some older buildings to remind you of what the city used to look like, but it's really crowded in the Southeast. But I haven't, like in DC, I didn't go into the Northeast quarter a whole lot of the city, because even though I had a friend who went to Howard, and I went to the Howard train stop one time and was just fine, I accidentally went past the Howard train stop and I got off of it, and there was a lot of vagrancy, and I had everyone looking at me until I got back on the bus station, back on the train, and went south again. And I was like, okay, well, I just hit the point of, like, I'm never going to go this far on the green line. Because, like, I don't have any ill will towards anyone here. But I had never encountered the get off of the bus or train and have everyone go, what are you doing here, Whitey energy? And, like, again, I cloak white. I know I look white. So no one's going to immediately give a shit that I'm actually Latino. But I also felt like if I said I was Latino, it would have gotten worse for me. And I hate that moment a lot.
Well, yeah, because
Yeah. It's bad enough feeling threatened because I'm white, but if I say I'm not white.
It's the same issue you vocalized before about, like, you're not Latino enough for the Latinos kind of thing.
Yeah,
like,
but if
you can bring it up, but it's unfortunately up to people, like, actually caring at that point.
I will not pass an arbitrary test to show how Latino I am, ever. And then there are some people that, if I say I'm Latino, they'll take my word, but they will ramp the hostility up because, like, I've just justified that I should be hated. Because I've gone from...
Yeah, obviously, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know, like... DC sucks. That's why I don't tell people to come to DC. And when people come to DC, I, like, stick close to, like, National Mall. See the big, cool buildings. Well, what about the old parts of DC? Don't go fucking near them. But why not? Well, either it's overcrowded, and, like, I don't like crowds, or there's a lot of vagrancy and you're going to feel unsafe. You know, not a great lottery. And it's not like the city is necessarily, like, the people of the city are the problem. Like, DC has high taxes, which usually means that people don't get out. Once they're in the city, they're stuck. They've got a lot of different property tax crap, which, again, just locks people into the city. And vagrancy is going to spike up if you make it impossible to leave and or afford living in the city in general. It feels like a self-inflicted wound in that regard. I don't think there's a good solution, because if we had figured out city planning with a multicultural environment in America, I feel like we would have stumbled upon it at this point. New York City is pretty close, but New York City still has a lot of problems. Well, it used to, until it went to, like, being a police state as a city and state. And now it doesn't smile. Like, if you think New York City today is a great safe place, it is in part because in the late 90s and then early 2000s, especially after 9/11, they passed a series of laws to make it easier to just go, oh, hey, you're not white? Cool, get in the car, aka the prison car, the jail car. Implicitly. Like, there's a lot of horrible, there's a specific name for it. They basically, like, the police could round you up on the implicit idea that you could be a bad guy. So yeah, New York is quote unquote safe today because it engaged in homogeneity of its population by force, which is kind of sickening and really authoritarian, making extremely uncomfortable, and is built on the idea that like, oh, you need to act culturally white to stay safe in the city, in the government's mind. Chicago has never done that. Chicago is a nightmare, though. There are parts of Chicago that are just wholly unsafe to go to. There are parts of Chicago that are beautifully protected and happy to go to. I have been in both those environments. I accidentally went the wrong way on Interstate 57 and went through a neighborhood with my dad where we were both just like, we're not Latino enough to get out of here alive, so let's just not stop for gas.
I gotta get out of here.
And then Jay and I, previous partner, and I went to a concert with another friend, and the entire time we were going to it, we were like, are we going the wrong way? I thought we were going to a metal concert, because like we had to go through the south side, which is the rough side of Chicago, to get to it. And the entire time we're just like, we're going to a metal concert where we're expecting to see a lot of white people, right? What's the band we're going to? I thought we were going to see it like... I'm not upset where we're going, but they put... Where are all these... There's going to be a crowd of white people in this neighborhood? This can't be... And then we were over a street. And once we realized we were going over a street, suddenly it went from like kind of violent anti-white area to there are no black people here. And my friends and I were just like, I hate that too. Oh. That's weird.
Yeah.
Why did the street matter? And that's Chicago. I don't know why the street mattered. All I can tell you is it's built on like...
I mean, it's not just Chicago. It is an inherent thing, and I think it's just because of social boundaries that people set, basically. I don't know how else you would define it.
It's still really ooky, though, because, like, when you actually see it happen...
No, yeah. I mean, I even had that in my hometown. There was, like, a part of the town on one side of, like, there's a little tiny canal that goes through. And for some reason, on the other side, like, immediate other side of the canal, like, it's mostly minority families. And I'm just like, okay, but why, though? Like, I don't... Who set the silent rule of like only white people live on this side? Like, I don't...
Yeah. So that was a little Ask a Fed. I appreciate the person who submitted their little event. Thank you for staying active in the election cycles, and if you're out there listening at some point, you should be proud of yourself. Not many people make it to 3 consecutive elections. A lot of people burn out in the system because they think their vote matters more than it does, and then they get really disenfranchised that their vote doesn't feel like it matters at all. So, good on you for sticking it out. Even if you don't think your individual vote matters, I think the principle is what matters, which is, like, you can't complain about the problems unless you're voting on the problems. You don't have to like the options of the problem solutions, but if you are never voting to fix the problem, you're just not fixing the problem. And I would rather have people vote and feel frustrated by how they have to compromise than what we have a lot now, which is people who just don't vote at all and then bitch about the system. Because I feel like that's abdicating responsibility.
What if I vote and then I bitch about the system?
That's perfectly acceptable, and you're a proud American if you do that. But if you don't vote and then bitch about the system, you're just a whiny bitch who didn't want to actually get up and be accountable for the problem. But you want to whine at other people who did do it, and you don't like how they did it. Like, even if you need to figure out if you want to be a Democrat or an authoritarian little asshole. But, like, if you vote and you don't like the results, that's fine. You're just an American at that point. Welcome to democracy. It sucks. I don't know a better government, but it does suck. Until you're the majority. And then it's like, oh, cool, other people think like me again. And and then it's great. Smile.
What if Hi raises hand. What if I made the mistake of basing my politics on my morals, and so I'm extremely isolated? Do I
So
just
I'm
go
gonna
do I
have
just
I'm
go to
gonna have
therapy for that, or
no. So I'm gonna say it like this. I love and respect a lot of people I know who vote. I don't believe anyone stays consistent to their true moral principles when they vote, because down deep, when you vote, you are at some point having to reconcile the fact that you are choosing an imperfect actor who is not you, with more moral responsibility than you give yourself in your own life if you're taking this stance. Because when you vote for president, if you're taking like if you're taking the attitude that like I voted for this person because they're morally better, if you're taking that stance, you are associating the president with moral value, which
I mean, in theory, they have them.
no.
Smile.
Don't give in to the far right conservative Christian argument of giving the president implicit moral value. Uh I'm not even like against necessarily right wing people or Christian people. I just grew up around a lot of them, and they assign an implicit moral value to politics, which there is an implicit moral value, but not the one they're thinking. The implicit moral value in politics is that politics and religion are intertwined. Moral and political politics are intertwined. Every decision you make is a moral and political one. But that's not what they're thinking when they have an implicit value. They're thinking the president will execute what I think is morally good. And the problem is
Yeah,
if you
Donald Trump can read my mind and will do what I want
we're
him
the
to do.
party of pro pedophilia. Just
Whoa, 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 whoa!
Sorry, the Epstein file stuff has been happening a lot lately, and I keep seeing the shitty
Well, I
meme
mean,
of
yeah, we
like,
literally saw that on Coming Home.
yeah, I keep seeing the shitty meme of we're the pro PDF party now, don't you know? And it's like, oh God, help me. No, if you ascribe the president with a moral fabric of any variety, you've pushed him past the point of just being a regular man or woman, and you've put them in jeopardy. Because like what you're telling me is you abdicate to their moral view, and I don't like that.
What?
That's how you
Wait,
get Trump has 4 marriages, but he's a godly man mindset.
wait. I abdicate, like,
If you
I.
vote on moral fabric, if your vote comes down simply to who you think is the morally better person, you are telling me by your vote that you trust this person with the morality of the country. You are abdicating your personal moral responsibility of self to the president. You may not have
Wait.
thought that, but that's why every fucking televangelist goes, Donald Trump is the Messiah, because they abdicated their moral responsibility of self to Trump by just
Okay. Hi.
hi.
One, I didn't do that. You literally know who I voted for.
Yeah.
Two, I was trying to get you to clarify what abdicate meant.
Oh, give up. Give a
Yeah.
responsibility.
So like give up, like you were saying, moral responsibility, and place that responsibility on whoever you're voting for.
Yeah. I mean, if you
Okay.
voted for Kamala and you made the argument that it's like it's a moral good, it's not inherently a bad argument, but you put yourself in a trap where you are constantly giving up your determination of what is moral good to Kamala because you said your vote was based on what was the morally better person. Because if you stop
That's not what
believing,
I that's not what I intended. I meant I base my politics off of my morals.
okay, that's entirely different, and that's
That's
fine.
what
You're
I
just
said.
oh, see, I took it you based your vote off of your morals, and the problem with
Well, I
voting on
mean,
your morals is
yes, but like not in the sense you're talking about. I mean like in the sense of like doing research and seeing what what actions have been taken and if I agree with them.
See,
which
you,
is
you said a word
something
there.
that research.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most people who say that don't do the research. They just choose the one they think is less morally repugnant.
Yeah.
And then they bandwagon cheer the person they voted for, even as they accomplish and do morally awful things. You know. That's why, that's why I said it's a hazard. I didn't say you did it. I said it's a hazard because everyone I've ever seen do it falls into the trap because party loyalty is easy. Being morally consistent is really fucking hard.
Honestly, at this point, being loyal to a party is still kind of confusing. I feel like it's gotten more confusing over time.
No, you just need to suck the dick of whoever's the presidential candidate. That's the party, Smile.
Ducky disliked that.
Yeah, no, it was
Also,
that was really cynical. That was definitely like the most inner thought of Zealot right there coming out, where it's just like, listen, the parties that I consistently voted for most elections is a shell of itself, and I don't comprehend where it went. And when I went to start voting for the other one, it became a shell of itself, and I
Smile.
I hate it because I was like, well, I could either one of you figure your shit out? No. Oh, okay. Well, one of you is a cult.
Also,
the other one is outside reality.
Chat. Hello.
Chat.
Did you read chat?
Wait, you guys vote who's president there? I thought the person with more deep pockets gets elected. Oh, well, okay. So here's how that works.
Not incorrect, because you do need money to run.
But both in 2016 and in 2024, the guy who spent the most money did not win. Jeb Bush did not win the presidential primary in 2016 against Donald Trump, even though he outspent Trump 6-1 in terms of dollars. So
yes, the dollar amount does not equate to the vote.
You need to spend your dollars in an effective way. Trump spent his money in an effective way because he realized really quickly, I don't need to buy TV time. I need to buy air time. I need to put myself in as many, speaking situations and then put people in a position where if they don't put me on TV, they don't make money. Jeb Bush just thought that if he bought a bunch of airtime and got people to listen to him, he'd get people to vote for him. And then he whined about it and then, lost the primary. Biden initially was outspending Trump in 2024 and was until he quote unquote gave up and let Kamala take over. And then Kamala outspent Trump in the last 6 months of the election, trying to win. Again, you need to be effective with how you spend money. And on election night, and the night before, I talked about the fact that Kamala was just strategically targeting the wrong locations, and I didn't know why she wasn't in specific locations if she wanted to win. Because you can spend all the money you want, but if you don't do it right, you still lose. Because you're needing to get people like the Duck and I to come out. We represent the middle, probably the middle left and middle right. And if you don't get us to walk one way or the other, you're not going to win any of the swing states. And we live in a purple state, a swing state.
Yeah, Virginia's a weird place.
It is. But every swing state had this issue where money wasn't necessarily what won it. It was manpower hours, which is effectivity. Trump had a lot of good volunteers in 2016 and in 2020 and in 2024. Trump ran a really good social media and manpower campaign. And 2020, there's the issues of mail-in ballots and making it a lot easier to vote, and that's its own nightmare, and that's not what I'm going to talk about. But in 2016, 2024,
well, and I think one of the heavy influences with the 2020 election was also the fact that it was right after Trump's previous term.
Well, I think
voting wise.
I mean, sure, but that's how every term, second term election is. Presidents tend to win their second term a lot. They don't lose often their second term election, which that would have been Trump's. That's why that argument's odd I think it's better to blame COVID.
Wait, I'm confused. Okay, he lost. He lost.
Yeah, he was
in
the first
2020.
president to run for a second term to lose that race in like 60 plus years.
And the reason that I am saying that is because as somebody who was part of the age group that was not able to vote in 2016 but was able to vote in 2020, it became very clear to me through my social interactions both online and IRL that a lot of people did not like how Trump was. I mean, it's the same issues we see now.
Except that's the other way around now. Like now, a lot of people like Trump because they didn't like Biden. But I also say like this: a lot of people want to plus up how much people under 25 voted in 2020, and like data wise, it was
because I thought it was a record vote.
It was a record turnout across the country, but not of the Gen Z demographic. It because even though that was your first election for most of you, most of Gen Z did not like beat out other generations' first election. Instead, it was Gen Xers who are the most vapid, annoying population who surged.
We knew that.
Yeah, they're the ones who caused 2020. Like a lot of people blame young people, but it was the 30 to 55 category that caused the election to occur, not the under 30. And
but also the 30 to 55 category, generally speaking, is also very divided.
Yeah, it's because typically
because if that's one thing I've noticed since meeting our friends that we do board gaming and stuff with, is that you do actually have to be careful with what you bring up around certain people.
So I mean, on terms of your point there, Mr. Crazy, Mongolia is still living in a post-communist mentality. Mongolia was part of the Soviet bloc, and then after the Soviet Union fell, a lot of we're yapping politics just to give you a heads up when you're jumping in. Mongolia, like a lot of post-Soviet states, had its communist party switch to being pseudo-democratic, even though it really wasn't. A good example of this, not Mongolia, is Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan has had the same dude in charge since 1993 or 4. He's Nazarbayev, and man, he recently lost his position. Even though he didn't die or retire, he just kind of old man his way out and got replaced a couple years ago. And the Russians just literally walked in and went, "Okay, I know you all want to riot and have democracy. No. Got it, good," and walk back out. I feel like Mongolia has the same problem because it's sandwiched between the bear and the dragon, and it has no freedom because both post-communist states that are authoritarian are just no real democracy for you. And Americans, Mongolia is cool. It's got a lot of cool history, especially with invading Russia and China. But there's no American who knows enough Mongolian history to engage in that kind of cool diplomacy to make Mongolia.
There might be somebody out there with a minor in Mongolian. I don't know, man.
Of that, it becomes president. Sure, fuck it. Yeah, then they help Kublai Khan III rise from the dead and take out China. Sorry, no, it's just
okay. You didn't say anything about president, my love.
No, I was saying diplomacy
in general.
No, I was talking about diplomacy. The problem is America can't get influence there because most Americans know nothing about Mongolia other than ooh.
Also, hi Vix.
Hi Vix.
Also, hi. Also, I did not realize y'all were streaming. If you want me to leave, I can dip.
No, you're fine.
I just kind of tuned in oh, hey, these people are in a chat. Let's go hang out. And
no, you're fine. No, we're just being yappy.
Twitch.
What's Mongolia? Thank you, Vix. I love you. No, I occasionally see stuff about Mongolia via my job, and it usually makes me chuckle because Mongolia has people in it that are desperate for Americans to throw money in there and care about it. But you are surrounded by countries that have never liked and will likely never like America in the next 100 years. which makes diplomacy really hard for you to get Americans invested in it, because it's like, well, how do we know you're not going to like immediately get toppled over by Russia or China the minute we sneeze and have an election? Like,
You don't.
yeah. Bruh, I never hear anything about Mongolia. Yeah, that's because, like, it's Mongolia. It's got a desert. It's got a cool history of invading its neighbors, and
They got some banger chicken.
that's not even real Mongolian chicken.
I know,
It's
I know.
in quotes Upper Mongolia, which is an occupied territory of China. If we take like Mongolian history for realsies,
Hawaiian pizza is not from Hawaii. French fries are not from France.
that's
Your
true.
life is a lie.
That's true. Don't tell my American heart these things. I can't handle it.
Most Americans are not from America originally.
Conspiracy theory, they don't exist, just like Wyoming. Wow.
Yeah.
Look, the cattle in Wyoming would disagree about Wyoming not existing. I don't know much else is in Wyoming, but there's a lot of cattle in Wyoming.
The cows disagree with you.
I mean, in fairness, they are cows. They probably don't realize it's Wyoming. They just think, oh, hello, North Dakota.
Mm-hmm.
Or hello, grass.
Mostly hello grass.
Yes. You don't know. There might be an educated cow that's like, yes, the North Dakota, my favorite.
The North Dakota grass tastes much better this time of year.
Yeah.
There is one cow every generation who's like mildly intelligent enough to comprehend his situation, and he just starts screaming.
There's actual
like
land, but the state is made up. I mean, you're not wrong there. The state exists as.
That argument can be made for quite a few states if that's the route we're going down.
Mm-hmm.
But no,
have you seen Missouri? We drove through Missouri. Is there anyone in Missouri? Is there?
Outside of St. Louis, in Kansas City, I hear there are people.
In theory, there.
Wait! My bad.
There are Amish people. There are Amish people. I saw their signs for their.
We didn't go through it, but I forgot about it. There's a bunch of old people in Branson. Whole lot of old white folk go to Branson every year. I don't understand it. No, I've never heard anything interesting about Branson, Missouri, but I know a whole bunch of white old folk go there.
Fair.
It's like I don't know what they actually are going towards. I don't. And maybe it's like a Mecca experience, like they have to make a pilgrimage to Branson every year. But I actually
Canterbury
have
Tales, and it's the what was it? B word. I heard it.
What?
What was the name? Branson. The Branson.
Branson. Yeah.
Bransonbury Tales.
Oh yeah, instead of Canterbury, Bransonbury.
What the fuck does Wyoming have? 4 corners on its state boundaries.
True.
That's about it.
You know what's funny is it has 4 corners, but it's not actually part of the 4 Corners Reservation. So it's not even though it's like its capital is named Cheyenne, and it has a lot of Indian, Native American motifs because of like the Lakota and the Sioux who ran through that for most of history. Yeah. I can't tell you anything that's actually like put there to memorialize the history of that. I just can tell you there's cows. And
the
cheenies.
cows are part of the memorial.
Yeah, the cows are always part of the memorial.
There's cows. There's 2 things in Wyoming: cows and cheenies. And you don't look like a cheenie.
Yeah.
God. State is. No. Also, Zealot. It is 12:30.
Yeah, I know. I figured we'd be wrapping up here shortly. I was just happy to have a little response to my little Ask a Fed Google form, and now I'm gonna keep doing that. So if people enjoy doing that, we'll keep doing silly shit like this where we'll ramble. Like there's no legitimate political opinions were given, 0 feedback. But I did appreciate the little hot take that the person sent in.
That's not true. I was given the feedback of wear a Bane mask the next time I go to DC. I'm gonna take that advice.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, true.
You know what? I will wear a Bane mask and I will wear my stompy heels, and certainly nothing can go wrong.
Wow, you will get definitely way more accosted than you did the first time. That's you do not. Why
If
are
the
you wearing
Hasbin Hotel outfit didn't deter them, I don't know what will at this point.
Well, to be fair, the Hasbro Hotel, you were walking past solicitors, not vagrants. If you're putting on a Bane mask and stompy boots, you're not going to get solicitors anymore. You're going to get weirdos who think you're selling services.
Ma'am.
And we'd like steppy time. It's a little different.
I'm sorry. What? I need to ask this question. What person is walking down the street and sees someone standing at a crosswalk wearing like a mini, like a halfway to a gas mask and giant stompy boots and says, "Ah, yes, my favorite kind of hooker."
Zealot, I guess. I don't.
Fair enough.
I have seen many a politician who suddenly have a goth-looking woman as a escort with them, and I'm just gonna leave it there. I'm just gonna remind you that white people are crazy, and Vix, you're perfectly fine. You did not derail anything. I'm just saying that, like in every metropolitan I've ever been in, where there is a white lady in stompies, she gets attention from men who clearly are looking to get stomped on, and if you don't think you're going to get accosted because you have a Bane mask on, you're going the wrong direction, hon. You've just screamed even louder, "I'm an alt lady, harass me." That's... You like, at that point, you might have just go for, like, the purple hair and a little bit of fishnet at that point. You just seal the deal. You know.
Yeah.
Because,
it gives me the same vibe as, like, the energy of seeing 3 prostitutes on the street. 2 of them are wearing string thongs and bikinis, and the third one is wearing leather jacket and cargo pants.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, tell me that's not exactly how that goes.
Nah, again, like...
They know their market. They know.
This is the part where, like, in order to go to my grad school every day, I had to go past a gentleman's club, and it was always entertaining to me that there's a very prominent gentleman's club, like a block and a half from the White House, and there were always ladies out front trying to get people to go in, and they were dressed like they were wearing some of them had stompies, like they didn't care. They knew what the men in the city wanted. Did I want it? Not really. I was mostly scared. Yeah, I mean, I'm not looking for the steppies, but like, there's a lot of people who are.
Hi, I'm one of them.
Understandable.
Yes, hello. You have mentioned the fact of my existence. Hi. God.
Oh god. All right. Well,
Okay,
it's 12:30.
I love you.
It's 12:30.
It's late enough that I don't care if we raid out. I'm tired.
I will gently see if there's anyone to raid into.
I apologize for dropping in unexpectedly at the end here.
No, you're fine.
I legitimately thought y'all were just like hanging out and vibing in a group. I forgot that you were streaming, Ducky.
Wow.
Damn. Damn.
I went on an adventure today to witness an alien creature.
Okay, so Yari's playing Helldivers, which just feels like just a way to seal the deal in the night. Feels like I'm a proper person to raid into, so I'm gonna raid into Yari. I was gonna say, yeah, Ducky's blacking out in progress as we speak. That's why I'm just trying to hurry on this. Oh, you have your little subscriber scroll? That's cool. Oh, that's cool. Right now I just have like a little text box for the artists that make my models and stuff, so just you and Mandy. Yeah, you and Mandy. Literally just said that. Crazy. Anyway, are you ready? You right into Yuri? Oh, okay. All right, chat. We're gonna head out. Take care. No, we will not. We will be at a ball. Bye, Chato. We will not be live Saturday. We will be at a ball and event, so we will not see you. But take care.